Hello, everyone. Welcome to Tennis Fan Video. Svitolina advanced to the final after defeating second seed Elena Rybakina and fourth seed Iga Swiatek in consecutive rounds. Facing last year's runner-up Gauff, the Ukrainian found herself under pressure early and trailed 4-2 in the opening set. The turning point came in the eighth game, when Gauff double-faulted twice after building a 40-0 lead, allowing Svitolina to break back. The Ukrainian then saved 3 break points in the ninth game to hold serve before taking the set 6-4. The second set turned into a tight battle. Gauff earned a crucial break in the 11th game, but Svitolina broke back immediately when the American served for the set, forcing a tiebreak. Gauff raised her level in the tiebreak and claimed it 7-3 to level the match at 1 set apiece. Svitolina regained control in the deciding set by breaking in the 5th and 7th games. Serving for the championship, she saved 3 break points before sealing victory with a backhand volley. The triumph marked her 3rd singles title in Rome and the 20th WTA singles title of her career. Definitely was an extremely tough battle, Svitolina said after her win. I'm very happy with the way I could handle my nerves, not only today but also throughout this tournament. I think the 2 weeks, it's been tough, but I'm very happy with the way I've been playing, the way my body been reacting on these tough matches. Just very proud of the effort. Ends. Elena Svitolina outlasts Gauff in epic final to claim 3rd Italian Open crown. In a match that felt less like a final and more like a war of wills, Elena Svitolina produced one of the most resilient performances of her career to outlast Coco Gauff and capture her 3rd Italian Open title in Rome. Under the fading Roman sunset and the roaring echoes of a packed Foro Italico, Svitolina reminded the tennis world that experience, patience, and steel nerves can still conquer youthful firepower on the biggest stages. From the very first rally, it was clear this would not be a straightforward championship match. Gauff, the 20-year-old American sensation, came out swinging with her trademark aggression, hammering forehands, attacking second serves, and trying to dictate the pace early. Her intensity immediately put Svitolina on the back foot, forcing the Ukrainian to absorb pressure and counterpunch with precision. But Svitolina has never been a player who panics under fire. Instead of trying to match Gauff's raw power, she leaned into her greatest strengths: defensive anticipation, court positioning, and the ability to turn defense into sudden, sharp offense. Every time Gauff thought she had created an opening, Svitolina slid into position like a shadow, redirecting shots back with uncomfortable depth and angle. The opening set quickly turned into a psychological battle. Gauff raced to a break, only for Svitolina to claw her way back with relentless consistency. Long rallies stretched beyond 20 shots, each one drawing louder gasps from the crowd. The tension inside the stadium was almost tangible, as neither player was willing to give an inch. Eventually, it was Svitolina's calm under pressure that made the difference. Saving 2 crucial breakpoints with fearless second serves and a perfectly timed drop shot, she edged ahead and stole the first set in a tightly contested finish. The scoreboard may have read modest numbers, but the emotional weight of that set felt enormous. Gauff, however, is not a player who fades easily. The second set saw a shift in momentum as the American raised her level even higher. Her forehand began to find its range with devastating accuracy, and her backhand down the line repeatedly pierced through Svitolina's defenses. The crowd, sensing a comeback, rallied behind her, turning the stadium into a pressure cooker. For a moment, it looked like Svitolina might finally crack. A couple of unforced errors crept into her game, and Gauff capitalized ruthlessly, racing to a 4-1 lead. Every roar from the stands seemed to push the American closer to forcing a deciding set. But champions are not defined by how they start. They are defined by how they respond when everything starts slipping away. Svitolina adjusted once again. She began to vary the rhythm, mixing high looping balls with sudden flat drives, disrupting Gauff's timing. The change was subtle but effective. Slowly, the errors that once belonged to Svitolina shifted to Gauff, who began pressing just a little too hard in crucial moments. Game by game, the momentum shifted back. At 4-3, the crowd sensed the turning point. A grueling 14-shot rally ended with Gauff sending a forehand just wide, and Svitolina let out a rare, controlled fist pump. It was not emotional outburst. It was quiet belief. The second set eventually slipped away from Gauff's grasp as Svitolina leveled the match, setting the stage for a dramatic final set that would define the championship. The deciding set was nothing short of cinematic. Both players elevated their intensity, refusing to blink. Every service game felt like a mini-final. Gauff's athleticism produced highlight reel winners, while Svitolina's courtcraft kept her alive in rallies that seemed mathematically unwinnable. At 3-3, the match reached its breaking point. Gauff earned 3 break points with a blistering return game that had the crowd on its feet. It looked like the American might finally seize control. But Svitolina responded with nerves of steel, saving the first with an angled serve, the second with a fearless forehand winner, and the third with a rally that stretched across every inch of the clay court. That game became the defining moment of the match. Instead of collapsing, Svitolina surged. In the very next game, she applied relentless pressure on Gauff's serve. The American, still reeling from missed opportunities, double-faulted at a crucial moment, handing Svitolina the break she had been patiently building toward. From there, the finish line came into view, but it was far from comfortable. Gauff fought back with everything she had, saving match points and extending rallies into brutal exchanges that tested endurance as much as skill. But Svitolina refused to be denied. Serving for the championship at 5-4, she delivered her most composed game of the match. 2 precise serves, 1 brave net approach, and a final unreturnable forehand sealed it. Victory! Svitolina collapsed onto her knees, not in exhaustion alone, but in the weight of what she had just achieved. The crowd erupted, acknowledging not just a champion, but a fighter who had survived one of the toughest battles of her career. Across the net, Gauff received applause of her own, her performance a reminder that defeat does not diminish greatness. She had pushed Svitolina to the absolute limit, and in many ways, elevated the match into something unforgettable. For Svitolina, this third Italian Open crown was more than just another trophy. It was a statement of resilience, a reminder that she remains one of the most intelligent and dangerous competitors on clay. For Gauff, it was another step in a rapidly evolving career, one filled with lessons that will only sharpen her future dominance. As the lights dimmed over Rome, the story of this final lingered in the air, not just a victory, not just a defeat, but a battle between generations, styles, and unbreakable willpower. And in the end, it was Alina Svitolina who stood alone at the summit of the Eternal City once again. Thank you for watching. Please don't forget to hit the subscribe button, like and share. Till next time.